weather coverage with Austin Daigle.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Austin from the LHS Weather Team. We're taking a live look from our I-49 camera, as we do have a tornado warning just north there in Washington County. Let's go to Viper Doppler radar right now. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. All right. So we got multiple severe storms right now. We got a tornado warning here in Washington County. It's about to cross 49. We got a tornado warning here in Central Adair and a severe thunderstorm warning for Western Sequoia County or Eastern Sequoia County. Let's see. So let's look at these tornado warnings right here. Looks to me mainly wind right now. Rotation is cut off, which is a good thing. It's headed to Prairie Grove, Greenwood, West Fork. Let's see if we can find rotation on this side. And the rotation is cut off from what it was earlier, which is a good thing. Let's go to this one, and I've been watching this one for Central Adair County, and the rotation is cut off too, which is a good thing. So those could be allowed to expire soon, because it looks like the rotation is cut off. Now I'm watching this one here in Adair County, which looks to produce an outflow boundary. I'm watching this one for strong winds. This is for 60 miles an hour winds, quarter size hail. Now the wind right now, or the wind's probably around 40 miles an hour. The hail is probably around Peter Marble size. The wind's not too strong on this storm. My main focus are these storms that are starting to pop up around the area, because as they develop, they could pose a limited tornado threat and a wind and a hail threat. Let's see. Alright. So we've got more storms starting to develop here. I'm watching this one. This one's caught my eye. This one's starting to produce a little bit of wind. Probably around 40 miles per hour. Is there any hail? There's a little bit of rotation. Not much though, which is good. So that tornadic storm starting to roll its way into West Fork. Not too much way on the rotation part. Now if we can back our radar image up and show you why. This was a tornado warning. It was down here as it moved right into Pope County. As you can see that rotation right there in Rocky Mountain. And it has now weakened off, which is a good thing. Now this storm here in Washington County, the lower part starting to produce been producing around that 40 mile an hour range. Now here's where the rotation, this is where it was tornado warned, and that rotation has seemed to cut off a little. There's still a little bit, but not much, which is a good thing. The edge of this storm just looks nasty, as it's about to roll into Crawford County. And that's producing only around 30 mile an hour winds, 35 mile an hour winds. There's a slight rotation at the bottom of the storm. Watching that loud. Can you see it's starting to hooking right there? So we're gonna keep an eye on that for a little bit, because let's see. So that's going to be in Uniontown probably the next 10 to 15 minutes. Natural Dam about the next 20 minutes. Lee Creek in 30 minutes. So we're going to keep an eye on that for y'all. But these storms are just going to continue to gain strength. This one in near McCurtain and southern or southeastern Haskell County is around 40 mile per hour winds in the core of it. There's more developing along the line here, and it's moving in northeast Oklahoma. Got some showers and storms near Ozark, near Charleston. That's producing a little bit of wind. But these are the storms that we need to keep an eye on right now, especially this one right here, because it's starting to rotate a little bit. I'm not too worried about it, but I do want to keep an eye on it because right there. Yeah. So I wasn't too worried about that because I knew it'd probably fall apart, but we still need to keep an eye on it. Because with the redevelopment, these storms are going to start could rotate as they develop because of the wind shear. Alright, so that storm's about to move into southern Fayetteville, Greenland, West Fork, just out of Prairie Grove, Farmington. You're getting a little splash. Mainly the wind's going to be around 35 to 40 miles per hour, moving into Greenland and I-49, Highway 71. The rotation is cut on this one, but the wind is still around 45 miles an hour. It's going to be moving into Summers, Lincoln, and Ree. The wind, I mean, everything looks to be dying down this side, which is a good thing. Still watching for we're still watching development out here, as you can see. So we're going to see what that outflow boundary does. If that can spark up some more storms, which is likely to. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's now moving into the natural dam area. Looks like there's a pocket of rotation starting to form down here. This is just to south of Prairie Grove, southeast of Lincoln, southwest of West Fork. It's moving towards West Fork on I-49. Do want to keep an eye on that. So we're going to keep an eye on this little notch right here as it's moved towards West Fork. So it looks like the storms right now are awakening a little bit. One near McCurtain. Let's see the wind on that one. Ooh, the wind on that one's starting to gain strength. That's around 45 to 50 mile per hour winds. This one's starting to gain a little bit of strength. See the echo tops on this. Around 40,000 feet. So do want to keep an eye on this right here. This is developing, this new development. This we got rotation, more rotation starting to fire up. This is heading towards West Fork and Greenland. Heads up in both those areas if you're on Interstate 49 or Highway 71 too. Put a time on when those are gonna get into those areas. Probably in Greenland area in probably the next 20 minutes or so. And that area of rotation is weakening a little bit. Another one's starting to grow. So we got two areas of rotation. Watching. This one is still rotating a little bit. Can't pick it up on radar. So these storms, so this is the area rotation I'm watching. This one near McCurtain is dying down. So these storms look to be coming together now. So we do need, so I want to keep an eye on that. Especially where it's starting to bow. We got some wind down here around 35-40 miles an hour near Mount Natural Dam. Alright. Still around 45, around 50 to 55 miles per hour. So we're keeping an eye on here. We may go off the air if nothing else forms, which would be fine, as we don't need any more rain. Definitely don't need any severe storms. But redevelopment is likely, like down here near Van Buren. A line of storms moving up in northeast Oklahoma into southwestern Missouri. Got storms moving in the Fayetteville area. A bow is starting to form out here near Lee Creek. Winds there around 30-35 miles per hour. Still watching for rotation, pockets of rotation. But though that seems to weakening a little bit, not as much as it was earlier, which is good. But some heavy rain, but still some heavy rain though, so do be alert on the heavy rain, as it could be affecting y'all. Rotation 2, watch for the hail and the wind and all that. Looks like storms are starting to weaken below severe limits, so we will get off the air until it looks storms seem to gain strength. I'm also from the LHS weather team. Stick around. Storms could redevelop, and we will be back on the air if they do. I'm Austin from the LHS weather team. Have a good day, everyone.